Have you ever been to a place that no travel guide ever talks about? A place so quiet, so understated, that it almost hides itself from the world. Today, let's set off on a journey to a country often called the poorest in Europe, a land of rolling hills, ancient traditions, and a spirit that refuses to be tamed. Welcome to Moldova. Let's find out why this small, overlooked country has earned that title, and why it still deserves a place on any traveler's map. Moldova is a small, landlocked country in Eastern Europe, nestled between Romania to the west and Ukraine to the north, east, and south. It covers an area of about 33,843 square kilometers, making it slightly smaller than Belgium. Its capital city, Chisinau, serves as the nation's political, economic, and cultural hub. But beyond the city limits, Moldova is a country that seems to move at its own pace. As of 2025, Moldova has a population of approximately 2.38 million people, more than half of whom, 53%, live in rural areas, cultivating the land, tending to vineyards, and keeping centuries-old traditions alive. The primary language spoken is Romanian, reflecting the country's Latin roots, though Russian, Gagauz, and Ukrainian are widely spoken in minority communities. The official currency is the Moldovan leu, abbreviated MDL. Moldova's climate is continental temperate, characterized by 4 distinct seasons. Winters are cold and sometimes harsh, with temperatures averaging between -3 degrees and -5 degrees Celsius. Spring arrives gradually, cool and gentle, awakening fields of budding flowers and fresh greenery. Summers are mildly hot, typically ranging between 20 degrees and 25 degrees Celsius, perfect for strolling through orchards or sipping wine in a sunlit courtyard. Autumn is crisp and short, a time when the air smells of fallen leaves and ripening grapes, and rainfall is minimal, mostly concentrated in late spring and early summer. Despite its small size, Moldova is blessed with fertile soil, particularly in regions like the Balți steppe, where the deep, black Chernozem soil yields abundant harvests. Yet, for all its natural advantages, Moldova faces significant economic challenges. The GDP per capita hovers around $7,000, with the economy heavily reliant on agriculture, wine exports, and remittances from Moldovans working abroad. While the country struggles financially, its people have cultivated something that money cannot buy: resilience, warmth, and a deep connection to the land. But for those who have set foot in Moldova, there's one thing they almost all agree on. What truly defines the soul of this country isn't its architecture, its wineries, or its historical monuments. It's the people. Step into a village, and you'll notice women tending gardens, men repairing fences, children chasing each other along dusty paths, and elderly neighbors exchanging a quiet word or a smile. Moldovan women, in particular, are striking, not in an ostentatious way, but in the quiet beauty of their presence. Fair-skinned, with deep-set eyes, slender figures, and a quiet, enduring grace, they carry themselves with a calm dignity shaped by centuries of hardship and hope. Women in Moldova are generally better educated than men. More women graduate from university or vocational programs than men, and many excel in fields such as teaching, healthcare, and administration. Yet, despite their education and capability, women earn about 15 to 17% less than men on average. This wage gap is tied to societal structures and employment patterns. Women are often employed in lower-paying sectors and are underrepresented in leadership positions or technical jobs with higher incomes. Marriage and family life follow traditional patterns. The average age of marriage for women is 26, while men marry slightly later, around 29. In rural areas, more than 11% of women marry before turning 20, nearly 3 times the rate in urban centers. Many young women become mothers early, balancing work in the household and on family land, managing both children and elderly relatives. On average, women shoulder twice as much unpaid labor as men, yet rarely voice complaint. To them, it seems like simply the way of life. Moldovan men, meanwhile, navigate between two worlds: the expectations of being the primary family provider and the quieter, often deferred pursuit of personal dreams. Male unemployment is generally higher than female unemployment, particularly in rural regions where formal jobs are scarce. Many young men work manual, part-time, or informal jobs. Others leave home entirely to find work abroad, often traveling to Russia, Italy, Ukraine, Poland, or Germany to earn higher wages and send money back to their families. Male life expectancy is just 67.5 years on average, nearly 9 years shorter than that of women. Financial stress, societal expectations, lifestyle factors, and limited attention to healthcare all contribute to this disparity. Men typically marry later than women, as societal norms expect them to secure stable employment, save for a home, gather a dowry, and demonstrate their ability to support a family. It is a careful, measured approach, reflecting a culture where family responsibility takes precedence over individual ambition. In Moldova, everything feels small. The country's size, the scale of its cities, the average income of its people. A full-time worker in Chisinau may earn roughly 11,000 Moldovan lei per month after taxes, approximately 575 euros. That sum is just enough to survive alone, more if living with family, but it leaves little room for comfort. Rent for a small apartment in downtown Chisinau ranges from $300 to $400 per month. On the outskirts or in rural areas, housing is cheaper, yet opportunities are far fewer. Electricity, water, food, fuel, and healthcare expenses quickly absorb any disposable income, leaving little room for luxuries like books, leisure activities, or extra tutoring for children. Food, however, is relatively affordable if one shops locally. A simple meal in a diner costs around $5, and a cup of coffee is about $1. Cooking at home, buying fresh produce from local markets, and avoiding imported goods makes daily living manageable. Moldovans savor their meals. Even on modest incomes, they take the time to prepare food, share meals with family, and enjoy simple pleasures like a coffee in the afternoon sun. Agriculture remains the backbone of Moldova's economy, but it rarely offers wealth. Large portions of the population, particularly young men, seek employment abroad to earn stronger currencies like the euro or Russian ruble. Those who stay are usually women, the elderly, and children, who maintain the family home, preserve traditions, and care for land. Yet, despite financial hardships, Moldovans nurture a joyful spirit that persists even in modest rural villages. When you leave the countryside and step into Chisinau, the heart of Moldova, a different energy emerges. The city is livelier, more modern, yet still retains a quiet rustic charm. Chisinau's architecture reflects centuries of history. Classical European influences mingle with Soviet-era concrete blocks, while contemporary constructions rise alongside centuries-old Orthodox churches with gilded onion domes. Rows of old European-style buildings, wrought iron balconies, and red-tiled roofs give the city a dignified, enduring aesthetic. Each building seems to tell a story, echoing Moldova's turbulent past under empires, occupation, and independence. Despite not being flashy, Chisinau has its quiet beauty. Stefan cel Mare Park offers leafy avenues for walking, while the Nativity Cathedral provides serene reflection in the heart of the city. Stone-paved cafes line quiet streets, where locals sip wine and coffee, sharing stories in hushed tones. Travel here is affordable. Meals cost $8 to $10, three-star hotel rooms range from $30 to $40 per night, and public transportation fares rarely exceed $1. People are reserved but warm-hearted, genuine, and generous once they open up. Community life thrives. 3 generations often share a home. Familiar faces are greeted on the street, and traditional festivals are celebrated with care and pride. Moldovan cuisine embodies the country's heart. Mamaliga, a thick cornmeal porridge served with cheese, sour cream, and stewed meat, or sarmal, cabbage rolls stuffed with meat and rice, reflects both simplicity and soulfulness. Meals at local restaurants cost roughly 200 MDL, $10 to $11. Wine, too, is inseparable from Moldovan life. Produced in ancient underground cellars, bottles of local wine range from $5 to $10 in stores and $12 to $20 in restaurants, offering visitors both a taste and a story of heritage. Faith in Moldova is quiet yet profound. Around 95% of the population is Orthodox Christian, predominantly affiliated with the Moldovan Orthodox Church, though some belong to the Romanian Orthodox Church. Religion weaves communities together, from village churches to home icons, and guides the rhythms of daily life. Baptisms, weddings, funerals, all are celebrated with reverence. Even in poverty, Moldovans set aside earnings for faith, believing in the enduring presence of compassion and divine care. Moldovan culture is a rich tapestry shaped by centuries of history. Byzantine Orthodox traditions, Latin roots, Ottoman influences, and Soviet-era legacies merge into a unique cultural identity. Folk music accompanies daily life, embroidered linens connect generations, and meals are cooked as they were by grandmothers and mothers. Festivals like Mărțișor, celebrated at the start of March, mark rites of passage with red and white strings symbolizing life, passion, and purity. Independence Day on August 27th is a collective affirmation of identity, celebrated from Chișinău to remote villages with flags, dance, music, and traditional attire. The Wine Festival, a major cultural event, is more than celebration. It is a pilgrimage to the earth itself, honoring generations of winemaking. The underground cellars are storied repositories of history, maps, and memory. Every sip of wine is a connection to Moldova's past, a sharing of pride and identity. Traveling to Moldova is easier than one might expect. Chișinău hosts an international airport with direct flights to Istanbul, Vienna, Rome, and Warsaw, welcoming those eager to explore this hidden gem. Once here, visitors are invited to experience a land where history is tangible, culture is alive, and the human spirit is quietly resilient. Whether wandering vineyards in the rolling hills of Orhaiul Vecii, hiking through forested valleys, or tasting the aroma of fresh bread in a village kitchen, Moldova surprises at every turn. Castles and monasteries dot the countryside, each echoing a chapter of European history. The Soroca Fortress, perched along the Dniester River, recalls the era of medieval defense, while the Orhai Monastery, carved into limestone cliffs, invites contemplation and awe. Even the smallest villages often harbor centuries-old churches, where sunlight streams through ornate windows, illuminating the devotion of generations. In Moldova, life moves deliberately, a rhythm that many visitors find soothing. Markets bustle with local produce, tomatoes glistening under the sun, fragrant herbs, and seasonal fruits piled high in baskets. The scent of freshly baked placinte, pastries filled with cabbage, cheese, or apples, drifts through cobbled streets. Children play freely, their laughter ringing across courtyards, while elders sit on benches recounting stories of the past. Here, time seems to stretch, allowing one to notice the subtle beauty of small gestures, shared smiles, and daily rituals. Moldova's rivers, like the Dniester and Prut, wind gently through the landscape, nourishing fields and forests, and providing lifelines for communities along their banks. Vineyards stretch as far as the eye can see, a patchwork of green, gold, and red, depending on the season. In autumn, when harvest comes, these lands are alive with movement. Families and neighbors gather to pick grapes, press juice, and celebrate together with music, dancing, and laughter. Even in its poverty, Moldova radiates authenticity. The country may not have the glitz of Western Europe, but it offers something far rarer, a sense of grounded humanity. Visitors leave with more than photographs. They carry memories of quiet generosity, perseverance, and the unassuming joy that comes from living in harmony with the land and community. If you're someone who seeks stories that linger, experiences that touch the soul, and places where humanity shines through every small act, Moldova awaits. There are hidden treasures in every village, untold stories in every vineyard, and lessons in resilience in every home. So, next time you plan a journey, don't just look at the capitals or famous landmarks. Consider a place like Moldova, where every sunrise over a rolling hill, every smile shared over a cup of coffee, and every candle flickering in a quiet church tells a story. Here, you don't just travel, you witness life in its raw, beautiful, enduring form. And if these quiet stories have stirred your curiosity, don't forget to follow our channel. There are still countless lands to explore, hidden histories to uncover, and people whose lives and traditions are waiting for your footsteps to cross their paths. Moldova is only one of them, but sometimes the quietest places leave the loudest impressions.